Hello everybody, can I have your attention please? Once again, good evening. Before I begin, can we have a round of applause for Ray Washington and Brad Bowen? There's obviously superb musicians you'll hear from a little bit tonight. As promised, Orland Pizza, pepperoni pizza. Mrs. Rittenhouse is driving with it as we speak, and 2 Cokes on the way. I'm sure she'll be thrilled to come through that door with the pizza. So, just a couple housekeeping pieces. You should have a curriculum guide, and then you should have the yellow agenda. If you don't have that, we'll make sure you get that. It's not critical right now. And then there's a 9th grade, meaning if you're going into 9th grade next year, just a planning sheet. Again, we'll get you that. This, we've had this in the room, the curriculum in this room for the last couple years, and we've never had this many people. I just think the auditorium swallows us up a little bit, and you'll get to see all the different tables. The coordinators are here. There's plenty of food, plenty of cookies, tea, everything over there, so please help yourselves. I'm sorry it is so crowded. When I get done speaking, I'll find some more chairs. And you'll hear from Mrs. Walter, I'll introduce in a second. Montgomery County is here, Eastern Center for Arts and Technology. You'll hear about our wonderful curriculum program this evening. So I'm out of breath. I need to be at Planet Fitness later. I just moved 60 chairs out of those 2 classrooms in about 90 seconds. And I would like to recognize a couple people. Dr. Hacker, Nancy Hacker, if you could give your superintendent wave, please, Dr. Hacker. Superintendent Carl Atkinson, our assistant superintendent back there. We're very lucky to have both of them. They're excellent. And I'm Chuck Rittenhouse, the high school principal. I didn't introduce myself. I'm going to introduce Tracy Walter. She, if you ever hire an assistant principal, hire somebody who's good at being a master scheduler. And she is the master scheduler. She does all the scheduling, balances the classes, makes sure everybody's getting what they need to get in terms of classes, assignments, teachers, etc. So she's a very brief presentation tonight, and then we'll go through all the different coordinators this evening. Like I said, I'll go try to find some more chairs too. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out this evening. Before we get started, I'd like to thank Dr. Rittenhouse, actually. This room is literally bursting at the seams because of his enthusiasm for this evening and his promoting the wonderful academic programs that we have here at the high school. So could we please give him a round of applause? Thank you, everyone. Once again, thank you for coming out. Just a few things before we get started. Later on, you'll have some time to meet the real guests of our show this evening, so to speak, and those are your curriculum leaders. So they are strewn about at the tables around the room. You'll have an opportunity to hear from them individually in just a little while. I'll speed up so that you can. But I just want to thank them for what they do for our students and for our school every day. Their commitment to the content area, their commitment to our students is absolutely unbelievable. I've only been here for a few months and I've already been in awe of everything that they've done. So please give them a round of applause too. I will try to be very respectful of your time. We've asked Ray and Brad to play people off at 5 minutes, so can I get 10 guys? Is that all right? And then I'll be quick and move along. The first thing I want to go over, and if you are currently a high school student at Springfield Township High School, you're probably aware of the block schedule. For those of you that are new to the high school, hopefully you have a green paper, which is a 9th grade planning guide. Go ahead and take a look at the back of that paper. You have this graphic on the back, and so I wanted to include that for you just so that you have a concept, if you're not familiar with block scheduling, how our day-to-day breaks out. We have 4 blocks per day. And then we switch mid-year at the middle point of the semester so that we switch to semester 2 and a new set of courses in most cases. So just so you can see, we have 4 90-minute classes. C block, as you can see, is divided over 3 lunches. So there's a 30-minute lunch plus the 90-minute block. If that's new to you, I just wanted you to be aware of that. Take a moment to discuss it. The other item that you have on the back of that green paper, if you're a new student to the high school, is a typical 9th grade schedule. Okay, so you are the class of 2020, so you will begin your day with a 10-minute homeroom every single day, okay? But from there, it gets a little confusing if you're not used to our schedule. So I just wanted to take a moment to explain how this actually works. As you can see here, we have the semester bands going across in rows. Okay, so for the most part, you'll have 1 credit classes which meet every day for a semester. And then you'll switch in January to a new class, or half credit classes, which will meet every other day for a semester. And that's where you see the day 1 and the day 2 coming into play. The only exception to that on this schedule is Foundations of English Language Arts. We believe very strongly that reading, writing, critical thinking, communicating are essential skills that we want to front load in our curriculum. So all 9th graders will have a full year of a block, so earning themselves 2 credits for English language arts in their 9th grade year. Okay. As you can see down here, this is the half credit course. PE 910 is day 1 in the 2nd semester, and Intro to Computer Science is day 2 in the 2nd semester. So that's what that looks like if you're not familiar with it. Okay, if you have questions about any of these things, we'll be more than happy to address them. I wanted to quickly go over the course selection timeline. This year's a little bit different. We've decided in the past, those of you who are upperclassmen at the high school, you know, or you've had children go through before, that those green cards that the 8th graders complete, those are a thing of the past. We're gonna have our 8th graders, just like the rest of the high school, complete their online course selection like everyone else using the hack system. We will actually, myself and the guidance counselors, will be here, we'll be coming to the middle school on March 3rd, this coming Thursday, to meet with all of the 8th graders. Okay, so if you have, hopefully you have a curriculum guide in front of you if you're an 8th grader at Springfield Middle School, as well as one of those green sheets. Please bring those with you to school on Thursday. Okay, we'll have extras just in case, but please try to remember to bring it with you because we will refer to it when myself and the counselor speak to you to try to explain how to pick your courses and a little bit more nitty-gritty details about how this all works. Okay. Same thing is true for the rest of the high school students. On March 10th, we're going to have high school class meetings where we will also, again, explain how to select courses. So up until that point, the process will be separate for incoming 9th graders and current high school students. At that point, everything will dovetail. So hopefully between now and March 15th, you'll be talking to your teachers, whether they're middle school teachers or high school teachers, about course recommendations for next year. And then beginning on March 16th, the online course selection window will open in HACC, okay, which is our home access center. So you'll be able to select your courses at that point. Now you might notice that that window actually extends over the spring break. We did that on purpose because we want to involve families as much as possible in that process. And we know the day-to-day can get a little crazy. So if you haven't had an opportunity up until that spring break to sit down and look at courses, we wanted you to be able to do so with a little bit of a slower pace, okay? So that window will close on the 28th. From the 29th to the 1st, counselors will meet with students regarding their course requests if there's any questions or things that need to be clarified. And finally, fast forwarding to June, students will receive their 16-17 schedules. So if there's any questions, again, about this process, I'm more than happy to address them later on in the program, or individually, feel free to contact me. Some people have already, and that's perfect. Additionally, I know this is a lot of information, and we're going to have to review at least 80% of it, and students, I understand you'll experience the same thing. So we actually have a website set up for you. There's actually a link on the main high school website. If you go to the high school website, then click High School News, you'll see a link called Course Scheduling 2016-2017. And the site looks just like this. Okay, it's a little grayed out, we'll have to fix that. But basically you have over here a link to the program of studies, which you have in front of you. If you lose it, it's still there for you online. There's an actual video of how to actually select your classes. You can link to that right here. And there's also written instructions on how to do that as well. Plus some important dates, mostly that I just went over, just so that you are aware of what's going on. Okay. All right. So, without further ado, I'd like to get started with our program. The first person that I'd like to introduce is Ms. Melissa Ifey. She's a representative of the physical education program. Please give her a round of applause.
Hello and welcome. Again, my name is Melissa Ivey, and I'm here on behalf of the Health and Physical Education Department. While I do work at the middle school, I'm here to talk about some of the exciting programs that we do offer here at our high school. There are 2 credits that are required for graduation that you must take. Typically, sophomore year is a health credit, and freshman or sophomore year would be 9-10 physical education. As the student progresses through the years, they're able to have more choice in what they take. Some of the courses that we offer are personal fitness and conditioning, racket sports, fitness for life, and an interesting one would be lifeguard training and certification program. These courses, well, the lifeguard course actually is must be completed. You have to be 15 years old by the time you complete the course. If you are interested in doing that, you could see Mrs. Caraba. She is our pool director, and she'd be happy to give you more specific information in regards to that class. But that class is interesting because you can actually get a summer job or even work at our pool with that certification. We're excited to offer these variety of courses, but we do ask that you sign up early on for your 9-10 physical education requirement so that you are eligible to take the other courses. If you have any other questions, again, you can ask me. I know most of you, or you could ask any of the people in the Health and Phys Ed department. I'm going to be short, and without further ado, I'm going to introduce Ms. Peggy Zahner, our social studies.
Hello everyone, can you all hear me? I'm Peggy Zahner, I'm the Social Studies Coordinator. Hello, good to see everybody. My department has a lot of goals for your students, for your children, but fundamentally, we all want them to become great citizens, both of our country, good active citizens, as well as good global citizens. So our core curriculum is structured to make that happen. 9th graders take what's called World History 2, which is a continuation of the 8th grade program. It picks up around the Enlightenment, French Revolution, and takes them pretty much to the modern day. And then in 10th grade, your student will be studying early American history. And then in junior year, in his or her 11th grade, they'll be studying modern American history, basically 20th century. And then the 12th graders study what's called global studies, which of course is the world. That's our core curriculum. In addition to that, we also offer several advanced placement opportunities. There is the Advanced Placement U.S. History program that's available for juniors. We have Advanced Placement Psychology, which is open to sophomores, juniors, and seniors. We also have Advanced Placement Government, which is available for seniors. We also offer some what are called non-tracked or non-level courses in psychology as well as sociology. This year, for the first time, we're excited that some of our students will be competing in the History Day competition this year at Ursinus College in March. The theme is Exploration, Encounter, and Exchange. We have 2 teams. One team is going to be showing a video about the militarization and formation of modern Germany. The other team is focusing on Japan. So we're very excited about that and super hopeful that they can progress on to the next level. Parents a lot of times will ask us, what's the difference between an honors level class and an academic level class? And that's a little hard to quantify, but I'll try. In our program anyway, the honor students generally have a higher level of writing. The readings will be more challenging. Their research will be more challenging as well. We ask them to research higher level sources and often to evaluate those sources, to criticize and to say, can I trust the source? Can I not trust the source? Why or why not? We also ask our honor students to take academic risks. Go for it, take a gamble, get that hand in the air. At the same time though, we also want to challenge our regular academic level students. And the best example I can give to you would be some from American history, if you'll bear with me. We're looking at an American president, for example. We might ask an academic level student to say, okay, what about this president was impressive? What's the greatest thing that he did? For an honors level student, we might ask the honors level student to say, was this president's actions constitutional? They're both evaluating, they're both thinking critically, but one is doing it at a somewhat higher level. That's pretty much all I have. I think see. I cannot stay for questions tonight, unfortunately. I am also the coach or the advisor of the Youth and Government Club. And in about 6 weeks, we're taking 98 students to Harrisburg for a simulation state government. I had to meet with them. However, my colleague, Mr. Chris Shelley, will be standing behind my table over there by the guillotine, and he'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. At this time, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Mrs. Jennifer McCaslin, wonderful coordinator for the English department, and thank you so much.
Anyway, welcome tonight. I wanted to draw your attention. Our course guidelines will show you the courses on pages 19 through 21. You look there. And also on pages 21 and 22, we'll see the electives offered in the language arts department. Just briefly talk about our coursework. All 3 levels, academic, honors, and advanced placement courses, really focus on the development of critical thinking skills around reading, writing, and discussion. If you're looking at page 18, Mrs. Zehner talked about some of the distinctions between the course levels. On page 18 in the course catalog, you'll see that those distinctions are made very clear for language arts. I'm also available afterward to discuss. Just a little bit more about our program. We often, or always, in language arts, focus on reading. And with reading, we really want to think about how literature offers us the opportunity to make commentary on our world, understand more about our world, and reflect on ourselves. To that end, in 9th grade, we look at a series of universal experiences, such as the hero's journey. In 10th grade, we think about the roots of the storyteller and how being a storyteller affects the story. What kind of conflicts arise, what doesn't arise. In the junior year, we look at the American dream. How does that play out? What does that look like in the 21st century? And by senior year, we are looking at a study of morality, which is an interesting transition as we go off into post-secondary. For writing, we are a process-based program, so we work with students from beginning to end. What does it look like to brainstorm and think things through? What is the drafting process? What is the revision process? How do we get to final draft? How do we know we're at final draft? You can see revision is alive and well even in the English teachers. And then finally, we also work with discussion. How many of you have ever had that great discussion that just spurred your thinking forward? And that's what we try to facilitate in the language arts classrooms. How do we create discussion, develop kids' thinking, give them an opportunity to take a risk, share their thoughts, and respect each other. If you have any questions, I will be located over at the table at the end there. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll see you later tonight. And now Mr. Scott Segregan, affectionately known as Mr. Z by his students. Science Department.
Good evening. It's so nice to see such a large crowd here this evening. I've been doing this for quite some time, and I can just tell you a little bit about the science curriculum. The science department curriculum is pretty much based on natural inquiry and guided inquiry for your students. So a lot of you will be doing many labs, hands-on labs, looking at data, looking at graphs. How do you interpret that information, and how can you reach conclusions based on that information, as opposed to just saying, oh, I think this. So regardless of what level you're in, regardless of what grade you're in, you are going to be looking at a lot of data. Starting out in 9th grade, you're probably going to come in at either the environmental science course that we have for our 9th graders, or if you're recommended from middle school, honors biology. If you are in environmental science your 9th grade year, typically, not always, but typically your sequence goes from that into 10th grade. You're in biology, which is at this point a keystone course. The exam will be at the end of that course. Then from there you have an option of either going into academic chemistry or academic physics, depending on your math skills. A lot of our sciences are based on a student's math skills, as well as their reading skills and their writing skills. So we encompass everybody. That's why I like to think that we're kind of at the top of the food chain, but we're not necessarily that way. Then you can either go into physics or chemistry your senior year. If you're in honors biology, typically you go from there into honors physics, because most of the students have the math background. Then from honors physics, it goes into honors chemistry, opening up to AP courses, usually AP environmental, AP biology, AP physics C, AP physics 2. We also have electives. We have zoology and also human anatomy and physiology. So understand that you can kind of go in and out depending on where you're at and recommendations that you get, whether it be from your teachers and discussions with your parents. So we find that there are students who will take some APs their junior years. Sometimes they'll double up, usually with honors chemistry, and they'll take environmental science at the same time, AP environmental science. And then their senior year, you find some of them will double up with AP Biology, or they might actually double up with a physics, or take 2 different types of physics courses. So we strongly encourage students. We have a lot of different information that we get throughout the year about different summer internships that we encourage students to take. Some cost, some do not, so we like to share that information with students, and the desire is we want to make them to think like science, even though they might say, I'm not good at science, which we don't even believe, because everybody has the possibility and the probability of doing very well in our science courses. So I will be actually at the table next to the guillotine. I've got the eye patch anatomy doll back there, and I do have some free giveaways to the first 15 people who can answer a question. You might get a free giveaway tonight, so just to let you know. Yeah, so I'm just, Mrs. Zaner set the bar very high this evening, so I'm going with the giveaways. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to our math coordinator, Mr. Corey McCasm. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm going to speak briefly on our math sequence and opportunities that we provide and offer our kids. Our math department is very versatile. Kids come in typically in one of 3 entry points, coming into our prep level. Typically students who don't quite have the algebra skills completely mastered. They do a year-long Algebra 1 prep, potentially a year-long geometry prep, moving into our Algebra 2 academic course level. Most students, or many students, come in to our academic level, the Algebra 1, running up through our geometry, Algebra 2, pre-calculus, calculus, etc. And our honors kids typically come in the honors Algebra 2. One of the things that we really like to do within the math department is look for opportunities for our kids. And often you hear of the problems with the block schedule in terms of math and the lack of continuity. We take that as a blessing and see many, many students double up their math courses and push themselves to a level that they didn't quite know possible before. We are always on the lookout for kids who have that potential, and we want to meet them where they are when they come into our building and really take them as far as they can go. Students sometimes mature differently mathematically. That student who in 7th grade and 8th grade was really not a great math student gets here, falls in love with the subject, and can really take off and fly with it. So within that, that's what we're looking for. We want to create those options for kids, let them get in, see what they've got, and run with it. Take them as far as they are willing to go. With that, I will be back in, on the left side there. If people have any questions for me after this evening's presentation, I'd like to introduce, without further ado, Mr. Jean Manga, coordinator for the World Language Department.
I'll just say bonsoir et bienvenue. All right, so I'm going to talk to you about our language program here. Thanks for coming tonight. Our program is designed to help our students be able to communicate in the target language inside and outside the classroom, and also help them be proficient in the language. Our students really get to become familiar with the cultures of the languages that we teach, and also at advanced level, they get an opportunity to discuss about global events. We offer 4 levels, level 1, 2, 3, 4, and the sequence is pretty easy, go from 1 to 4. And students who already started at level 1 in the middle school will continue to level 2 here, all the way to the AP level. And those who, let's say, were not recommended for a level 2 or have never had any language experience will get a chance to start here with our level French 1, German 1, or Spanish 1. This year, in collaboration with Montgomery Community College, we offer a dual enrollment program, which means that our students who are at the level 4, while completing their level 4 here, have the opportunity to earn college credit. I just would like to remind you that most colleges will require 2 years of a foreign language, and some of the top universities may even require more than 2 years. And those years must be spent learning the same language. So I really recommend that our students be consistent with their program so that they can qualify for that. I'm going to finish with a few recommendations for success. We strongly recommend our students to use the language, to speak, to practice on a regular basis. They can do that with our support or independently using some of the resources that we have available to them. My table is over there, so if you have any questions, feel free to stop by. And now I have the honor to introduce you to Mr. Rivas, who's doing a great job with our art department.
Good evening. As I said last year, the same time, excuse me, this is the place to be. Springfield High School is the place to be. And it's a wonderful place full of this kind of community that makes it dynamic. Dr. Rittenhouse has definitely brought a lot of charisma, enthusiasm to our school, and it's wonderful. What does the world look like through the eyes of a high school student? It's a lot different than some of us in our age. What can your student learn from our department to help them navigate through the world? The world is changing. Visual things are really, really important. We know how much people are looking at screens, so those are visual clues and visual keys. Also, what experiences have those students had before, art experiences have they had before they came here? Our department is really amazing. I'm really proud to not only be the coordinator, but be a part of a 3-person team. We have Jen Silvis, does photography, graphic design, as well as all the other art classes that are 2-dimensional. Kristen Greenawalt came on board last year. She also brought in the National Art Honor Society, excuse me, which we had our first induction just 2 weeks ago, and that was really wonderful to take it up to another level, to also provide more opportunity for our students. Our department offers a really diverse, broad range of things that your student could take. I mentioned the graphic design. That's a new class that we started to have a credit, so a student can fit that in with their maybe an AP class or some other elective that they're taking, like phys ed or something, just to round out their schedule. We're trying to eliminate study hall, because although some students need that support, I'd rather see a student engage in the class, because I feel like they should be doing whatever they can possibly do. But again, some need that support, so I'm not trying to discount that as something that's important. We have one of the most highly equipped art studios in the area, from our digital stuff that we've got, from our fibers and design. The sculpture studio has kilns. We're producing a lot of glass and ceramics. Last year I used 2,500 pounds of clay, so you can imagine we're pumping it out. Yeah, it's a small school, but we've got really big dreams, and we're meeting those expectations. In fact, in, 6 weeks or so, I hope you're all back in this room. This room will be filled with probably over 1,000 amazing pieces of artwork that the kids make. I invite you on May 18th, that's the date, for the award ceremony. Other opportunities that we offer our students are things, other clubs like set design, where students actually get to work on building and designing things for the theatrical department. Our teachers use art history, world culture to help the students gain a clearer view of the world around them. It's important that they see the world beyond just looking through a computer screen. They're encouraged to take risks and develop their own personal style in their work. We start off with our prerequisite is Art 1, that's the basic class, and there'll still be 9th through 12th graders taking that class, so might not be able to have the opportunity to take it earlier on because there are other academic dreams. We also have fibers and design, which can also act as a dovetail into other classes depending upon their rank. Painting and drawing can also act as a prerequisite, but we try to get them, we encourage them to start with Art 1. That's the good basic class that they learn about design, the principle of design, many different art mediums. After that, they've got Art 2, Art 3, Art 4, and many seniors choose to take the advanced placement, which I'm proud to run. This is my second year doing that, as I took it over from Chris Houston. We provide sculpture. We have glass kilns for that, as well as working with ceramics. If you take a stroll through the library, you're going to see evidence of a lot of the work that we produce. The school has become a really wonderful venue for the art. There's public art wherever you go. I try to really encourage that. This is a temporary gallery which changes from time to time. There's another gallery next to the main office. I urge you to take a swing by there. There's a couple of my AP kids have their self-portraits in there. We also offer independent study classes. Other non-prerequisite courses are Photo 1, Photo 2, five-person design, and painting and drawing. A student can take those at any point when they want to start in with the art department. So I encourage you to come back for the art show. It's an exciting evening. We have awards. We always have a guest curator come in. I'll be back at the table with the Eiffel Tower if there's any other questions. I'd like to introduce Marcy Klugman, Music and Performing Arts.
Good evening. I'm the K-12 music coordinator, and I'm here representing the performing arts this evening. Many of you have youngsters who have participated in the arts in the elementary and the middle school level, and at those levels they have participated in the theater program at the middle school, which has their show this coming weekend, and as well as some of you have students who are obviously in the high school participating in the various theater programs that are very active in this building. In your curriculum guide, and I was so happy tonight to see we're at the centerfold. We're right there, page 27. It's easy for you to find out about the performing arts. There are Theater 1 and Theater 2, as well as a Broadway course, which is offered. Mr. Puntel and Mrs. Thornton are the teachers of those programs. There's a guitar lab, which is a way for many students to either further their guitar studies or get started. And Mr. Puntel actively teaches that course and has had the students all over the campus. They've been out serenading the Halloween parade from the elementary and various places, and really participating in the community at large. I'm very happy at where the guitar course has gone and how they have integrated themselves into a variety of ways into the Springfield community. In addition to that, Mr. Puntel teaches a mixed chorus and a regular concert choir program. Students from both of those programs receive academic credit and have opportunities to perform both at standard concerts in the evening, as well as a variety of places in our community. They've performed at the Rotary Club and senior citizens' homes and other places. As I said, Mr. Puntel is pretty creative about where he gets his performing groups to go and to share their music with so many other people. In addition to that, Mr. Gottesman has the symphonic band, and there's an after-school jazz band and pep band which participates during football season, jazz band, which we have two of his finest right here. I'm lucky to say I taught them at one time, and I'm very proud of what they did earlier tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. And so there are many courses in the performing arts. It gives the students of this school a chance not only to build their self-confidence, to work as a team, and to express themselves, which the opportunity to express yourself in a variety of ways through the arts is certainly an opportunity to be highlighted and to pursue on a regular basis, so that you do grow as an individual, and it rounds out that whole person. So I hope you'll look at the performing arts program here at the high school. I'll be here to answer some questions. And at this time, I'd like to introduce some special education. It's Kristen Scherer.
The high school special education department offers a variety of programs to meet the individual needs of the students in the building. You'll find our students scattered throughout the building in all course content areas. We actually look to provide access to the general education curriculum to all of our students in their least restrictive environment to the maximum extent possible. We do this by scheduling students according to their individual needs and abilities, all the while maintaining access to that rigorous curriculum through inclusion. Also, the students in special education receive a preparation for that transition into the life beyond high school. The program, again, is based on the individual student's needs and abilities, and we look at their individual preferences, strengths, and their interests. The programming that we offer includes a pre-vocational program, vocational skills, soft skills as part of our pre-vocational community-based program. We also offer transitional services for students academically and functionally in order to prepare them for the post-secondary education, vocational education, or moving into the competitive employment. For students with gifted IEPs, we provide a variety of rigorous and challenging curriculum through those AP and honors courses. We're actually looking to revamp, or we are revamping that gifted programming to provide a more comprehensive continuum of services. We're looking for the students to have more opportunities in that programming. The high school also provides academic support for students in academic honors and AP courses. We provide individual, peer, and small group tutoring to reinforce the skills and concepts taught in the academic courses. We work on developing organizational skills, time management, study skills, all those learning strategies that students need in order to be successful in the academic curriculum. As I mentioned before, our focus is to increase those expectations and present competence for all students. And in doing so, we're maximizing the student learning for all of our students. If you have any questions about any of the special education programming, please come back and see me. I'm in the back corner back there. Next up is supposedly Tammy Pierman. She wasn't able to be here tonight, so I'm going to reintroduce Corey McCaslin, and he's going to give you information on the business and computer program.
All right, I will apologize ahead of time because I'm reading, because this is not my stuff. I can answer some questions later, but I am going to read what Mrs. Pierman sent to me. Business and computer science. In our business department, we have a selection of business electives. Both Introduction to Business and Personal Finance are available to freshmen. Introduction to Business is the prerequisite course for all other business courses. If your student is interested in career business, please pay attention to what years each business elective runs, as many of them run in alternating years. Our computer science is a broad and growing field, so we offer several different points of entry with our introductory courses. Each introductory course can be differentiated by what the students create, and your student can build websites, robots, or mobile apps in each of the specific introductory courses. The General Introduction to Computer Science is a half-credit survey course that meets every other day. The idea of the survey course is it gets them a sense of many of the different computer science principles and, hopefully piques their interest there. That was me going off script. We encourage students to fulfill their computer science requirement before the end of 10th grade. Mainly so those who do find they want to take more computer science courses have the opportunity. At the intermediate level, students can build database-driven interactive websites, explore engineering, design and develop games, and create mobile apps. Also, the department currently offers AP Computer Science A, and in the year after next, we'll offer AP Computer Science Principles. I will be over there with the math stuff in able to answer some questions in this pyramid. They give me a little cheat sheet to try and help out with that as well. So please feel free to touch base, and I'll try to answer what I can. I would like to introduce next Mary Soboleski.
Hi, I'm Beth McDonald. I'm one of the counselors here at the high school. I'm just going to talk to you briefly about graduation requirements. I'll introduce the guidance department as well. There's 3 counselors in the guidance department. There's me, Ms. Soboleski, and Mr. Shearer. We split up the caseloads alphabetically, so if you do have any questions about scheduling or course selection, you can contact your counselor based on the last letter of your last name, I'm sorry. I work with students in the middle of the alphabet, so somewhere between F and N, depending on how many students there are in each grade. Mr. Shearer has the end of the alphabet, and Ms. Soboleski has the beginning of the alphabet. There's a listing on the back of our contact information, so if you do have any questions, Ms. Kane's information, our secretary, is also on there, and she can direct you to the right counselor as well. So if you go to page 3 of your planning guide, the graduation requirements are listed there. I'm not going to go through every graduation requirement. You've heard a lot of information tonight. But students must meet a minimum of 28 credits to graduate from high school. Those credits are broken down by curriculum area: English, history, science, math, PE, health, computer science, and then in senior year there's a graduation requirement of a senior project that must be completed. So again, the breakdown of those classes is on page 3. We encourage you to meet with your counselor regularly each year to talk about graduation requirements, to make sure that you're on track to meet those requirements. We keep track of all of your requirements for you, so we won't let you get to senior year without meeting all your requirements. Each year, students must take a minimum of 7 credits each year. Besides 9th grade, you must have 8 credits. There's no study halls in 9th grade. So we'll be coming into the middle school on Thursday to talk to you about choosing your courses and course selection, as Ms. Walter has said. If you go to page 4 in your course selection guide, there's a chart that will help you to map out the 4 years. You can also use that chart to keep track of your graduation requirements to make sure that you are meeting those requirements so that you can graduate on time. If you have any questions about course selection, meeting those graduation requirements, especially when your schedule comes out in June, please meet with your counselor to make those schedule changes. Ideally, we would like to make those schedule changes before the summer and definitely before you come back to school in the fall. So meet with us as soon as you get your schedules, and we can help you get the best schedule for you. So Ms. Soboleski is going to talk to you about rigor of classes.
Thank you. It's so nice to see so many familiar faces, and welcome to all of our 8th grade parents as well. So now that you've heard all of this, I have to ask you if you heard the story about the high school student who came home and showed his parents his new schedule, and all excited said, "Mom, Dad, I got everything I asked for." And they looked at his schedule and scratched their heads and said, "Why did you take this course?" And he looked at it and said, "Well, you told me to take that course. You said it would look really good for college." And they said, "No, we told you to take a class in physics, not a class in psychics." But we don't have any classes about psychics here, so don't worry about that. When we talk about strength of schedule, what we mean by that is start with the basic core classes, what the colleges call the core classes, which are English and math and science and history and your foreign or your world language, and then build from there. In freshman year, you don't have all that much room to build a whole lot from there. But maybe you have room for one class. Will it be an art class? Will it be a music class? Will it be a theater class? Will it be something in the STEM field? Will it be will it be another language? In the sophomore year, when you go through, you'll have room for more classes because English gets condensed into one block, and you have room for more classes. And then you begin to think, okay, what are my goals? What do I want to do? Should I start doubling up in math? Should I start thinking about going to Eastern? Should I think about what I want to major in? Will physics be a class I need to get to someday? And as you go through each year, you continue to think, what are my goals? So how will you help your child challenge themselves? And that's the key, we think. Help them challenge themselves, but not frustrate themselves. Don't take the schedule their best friend has taken. Don't take the schedule maybe one of their siblings took when they were here. They might be very different children, so take the schedule that's going to challenge them and help them to meet their goals. And we'll be around answering any questions you might have. Thanks for coming out tonight. I'd like to introduce Amy Shields from Eastern, who will talk to you about their program.
Hi everybody, I'm Amy Shields from the Eastern Center for Arts and Technology. We are the career and technical high school for Eastern Montgomery County students, of which Springfield is a part of. We do have half-day career and technical programs that run in the AM and PM sessions. So AM is 7:45 to 10:30 AM, and PM session is noon to 2:45 PM. Our programs are 5 days a week, 2 hours and 45 minutes a day of professional development. We have 14 different programs of study that are 2 years in length, with the exception of Allied Health. That's a one-year seniors only program. Our programs are Allied Health, Automotive Technology, Collision Repair Technology, Commercial Art, Computer Network Administration, Construction Technology, Cosmetology, Culinary Arts, Electrical Technology, HVAC, Office Management, Protective Services, Veterinary Science, and Welding Technology. So we have a lot of great choices for you if you're the kind of student who maybe doesn't like sitting in at a desk and you want to get out and use your hands, you want a hands-on program. Eastern would be a good option for you. We have a couple exciting things happening at Eastern. We have a newly renovated cosmetology program. It's beautiful, state-of-the-art facility. And we also have a new program starting in September called Veterinary Science. And that's going to be a small animal science program. So we're looking at dogs, cats, and rodents. So if you're interested in the animal care industry, that would also be a good option for you. I have been told that the prerequisites are not in the course selection book, so I just want to go over real quick. The prerequisites for veterinary science are a GPA of 2.5 or better, Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, which you can take concurrently with veterinary science, biology in a lab, chemistry in a lab, and obviously no animal allergies is highly, highly recommended. So. Another newer program that we have, this is our third year of office management. Our office management instructor was going to be with me tonight, but she wasn't feeling well, so she gave me a few notes as well. For her program, you can be dual enrolled with Monco for 9 transferable credits. It's a college level course focusing on what is relevant in business today, such as interpersonal skills, written and verbal communications, customer service, professionalism, personal and company-wide finances, and accounting. Students learn the newest version of the Microsoft Office suite and have the opportunity to earn their MS Specialist certification. Multiple students currently work in Eastern's business office on a weekly basis. Co-op and paid internship opportunities are available. One of our office management students currently works in Tom Mertz's office. And students do not have to major in business to pursue this program. They can learn basically any of the skills that they learn in this program, they can apply to whatever they're going to do. I mean, really, it's the professionalism, the accounting, the communication skills, the computer skills. They can be transferred to any industry. It doesn't necessarily need to be business. Another thing I just wanted to stress tonight is if college is your goal, Eastern can help. You know, I know there's a stereotype associated with career and technical education that if you go to Eastern, you can't go to college. Well, that's not true. As a matter of fact, last year, 75% of our students went on to some form of post-secondary education, whether it's a 2-year college, a 4-year college, or a certificate program. And many of them went with college credits earned while at Eastern. We have 2 ways that you can earn college credits. The first is called an articulation agreement. Just about all of our programs have articulation agreements, and that's a long list of colleges and universities that consider the work that we do at Eastern college level. So if you choose one of those schools, you get to skip some of the intro classes and save yourself a little time and money. The second way is dual enrollment with Monco. We currently have office management and computer network administration. They're both dually enrolled with Monco. And that means you do pay for those credits, but they're at a significantly reduced rate, and they're transferable anywhere you want to go. All of our programs are industry standard. We have occupational advisory committees for every single program, and they'll come in and they'll say, well, that's not the software we're using in the field, or that's not the tool we're using in the field, and we change it. So we want our students, when they leave Eastern, to have an edge in the workplace or in college, whatever their choice may be. I'm here today with Rachel Forbes from our commercial art program. We're here to answer any questions that you have about Eastern. If you want to come visit, you can give me a call. We can schedule a tour. I have pens and lanyards, and my 5 minutes is probably up, so come on by.
Hi everyone, last but not least, right? My name is Cheryl Taylor-Muirhoff, and I'm the Director of Dual Enrollment for Montgomery County Community College, and it's always a pleasure to be at Springfield Township High School. You guys are small but mighty. What I really, really like about this school is you have so many dedicated professionals, but in addition to that, you go beyond and you look outside and see what kind of resources there are for students, and you bring them to the students. So students, you're really, really lucky to be here. I just want to tell you about this one segment of all the great things that you have to look forward to, and that is the dual enrollment program. Monco has a great partnership with Springfield Township that started like in 2005. You guys were cutting edge in getting this going. We have 3 ways, actually, in addition to your advanced placement classes that you can take here and earn college credits. You can earn college credits in 3 other ways. First, Springfield Township will allow you to come to Monco and take classes. Now, I know you 8th graders aren't driving yet, right? But sometimes parents come along and take classes too. So you can take evening classes or summer classes. And then as you get older, in 11th and 12th grade and so on, when you are driving, your schedule can be adjusted. You need to work with your counselors to find out what kind of courses you're eligible to take. But the requirements for taking dual enrollment classes is for a student to be 15 years old or older and meet the prerequisites for the individual classes. We have even made exceptions for students who are younger based on exceptional abilities. The nice thing about dual enrollment is you get to choose a class that where you can really excel. So, for instance, if you really like history, you can take a history class. If you really like English writing, you can take an English class, and so on. So it allows you to get your foot in the door of college while you still have all of the security of your high school setting as well. In addition to coming to campus, another great option that makes it extremely convenient for you is we have Monco instructors who come to Springfield right during your school day to teach college courses here. Each year we pick with the high school several courses to offer, and you'll find those on page 48. Those are the ones that are being offered next year. So there wouldn't be time in a 9th grader schedule for those classes, but you can think ahead to when you will become 11th and 12th grade and might have room in your schedule for courses that you might be interested in taking. If those 4 courses in particular don't float your boat, or whatever they say these days for that, then you can actually go to your counselor and say, hey, I have an interest in taking the different classes. Do it like around Christmas time, around December, January, and so that we can take that into consideration to see if we could get an instructor to teach another different kind of class that you might be interested in. For the classes that the college instructors teach here at Springfield, we do need 10 or more students to register for the class in order for us to be able to offer it. There is a cost, and that's the regular in-county cost for taking a college course, which right now is $164 a credit, so it's a little less than $500 for a 3-credit course. Now for the really good news. You have some courses that you can take that are taught by approved high school teachers. They went through the process of becoming approved as adjunct instructors for Monco. And because they're teaching it during the regular Springfield day, and they're not being paid for Monco, they're doing it because this is a great thing to do for students, you get it at a greatly reduced price. And that's $164. Remember I said that was the cost of 1 credit? That's the cost you would pay for 3 or 4 credit courses. So it's a huge discount. And when you take into account that you could potentially transfer these credits to a four-year college or university, even without coming to Monco after high school graduation, going to another college or university. For instance, if you're planning to go to any of the state schools, they accept our credits automatically, and it could cost a couple $1,000s for a course. So you're really saving a huge amount of money that way. Right now, I'm talking so much, my mouth's getting all dry. Right now, the courses that are approved at Springfield High School for high school teachers to teach are the foreign language classes, the German, the French, and Spanish, the upper level. So you got to stick with, you know, you incoming ninth graders need to stick with your world language so that you can get to the level where you can earn college credits. And in addition to that is the computer science classes. We have some that are offered. You'll see those next to the course descriptions. They're so organized here. They have nice little Monco icons so that you can see which ones we'll offer. And we're actually working on trying to develop more courses that would be approved. So hopefully within next year or the year after, you'll have even more options to take. And that's all for me. Thank you. Oh, and if you have questions, I'll be over here, and I have a handout with my contact information, so you can take it to ask me later.
Thank you, everybody. And again, I apologize for the, I was a little overwhelmed with the numbers here, which is a good problem to have. So next year, it'll be in the auditorium or the cafeteria. Just a couple things for this evening. You have Montgomery County Community College here, Eastern, and then all of our departments and the department leadership will man the tables. So if you have any questions, the experts are here tonight. You have a French 3 question, you go see Jean Manga, and anything along those lines. Our counselors are here, administration's here, so ask any questions that you have. Secondly, on the back of this sheet, the yellow sheet, we do have extras up here. You can scan the course selection guide, put it on your phone, put it on your computer, whatever you need to do. We also have paper copies. Third, I have, as usual, I've over-ordered on food. Open those cookies, tea, no soda, our nutrition policy, Dr. Hacker, always enforced here at the high school, thank you. But nutritious food over there. You know, make sure you take something with you. And finally, I'd like to thank all of the department leadership, Dr. Hacker, Dr. Atkinson, Eastern, Montgomery County, and my 2 favorite students in the building, Ray and Brad, always doing a great job eating their pepperoni pizza. You know, I wait till you're eating a pizza to say. They play a lot of our events. They're outstanding. So if you have any questions, we'll try to get some of the chairs cleared out. And please ask anybody in the room. Thank you very much for coming. Have a great night.